React.js component lifecycle when the component is getting updated. Welcome to Coding Locker, guys. This is Shankash Varyani, and this is a playlist in what we are trying to learn React.js tutorial, the complete full course for the beginners. And this is the part second of component lifecycle. In the first part, we have seen all the lifecycle methods which gets executed when you're creating the components, when you're at first a component is getting loaded. Now these are the methods which will get come into the picture when your component gets the update. Whenever anything, the states, the props, anything, when you're updating in your component, then these methods will get executed. The first one is get derived state from props. So this method is will be called at two times. Once when a component is loaded, right, at initial mount. So whenever your component is getting loaded, this method will call. And second, whenever any of the update is happening to your component, again this method will be called. But I won't suggest this method because it is rarely used, and we don't find any real time or practical use case of this get derived state from props, and even you will really rarely use this method. So we can skip this one. The practical example, where do we use? Then we have should component update. Again, this is very rarely is used, but the impact is that if you want to prevent the updates from happening, right, in the component did mount, the updates will happen, something, whatever the change you have requested, it will impact that change. But if you want to stop that change, then you can make use of this should component update. And because I said rarely, the reason is that obviously when you have clicked on button and then you want to update that component, right, you do not want to stop that. But there are some cases that there are scenario that you want to update the further component to be updated, so you can make use of the should component update. So prevent unnecessary updates and allows you to cancel the updating process, right? That's okay. We will see this practically. I can show you one thing. I mean, for the GitHub location, you have this code, and if you are following the playlist, right, whatever we are using actually, so you must be having this code with yourself. So every method which we are actually looking at right now, we will be doing the practical as well. I just forget to mention at the initial stage. So this is the render. This is most frequently we use. You must be now super familiar with this render method, and the roles and responsibility of render method is just to prepare the JSX and then simply returns that. And again, it will be called just after the should component update, because it now got the confirmation that yes, I am good to update. Then it reaches to the render one. And render child is something that I already explained in the previous part as well, that if you have one parent component and there you have written five more children component, then all the children components will complete their life cycle hook, and then we will say that the render is complete, right? Then we have get snapshot before update. So this is again, you can say, very rarely used, but the objective of this is that before anything gets update, right? Let's suppose you have some array, and you are deleting some of the item in from that array, but you want to preserve that state in any scenario. So you can update, or you can keep that state in the get snapshot before update. And the next parameter what we have, component did update, here you can actually pass as a third parameter the state whatever you have captured. So one common example we see, but again it's a rare case, but one of the common scenario where you want to capture the scrolling position, right? You are displaying a list of elements, and then all of a sudden you delete five of the elements, then of course you need to shift the scroll as well. So you can capture what was the previous state and what can be the next state accordingly. So that is where the get snapshot before update comes into the picture. And the most frequently and always you will use the component did update. So this gets called after the get snapshot before update. Yeah, after get snapshot before update. And that means that the render method has been completed, the impact you have already seen to the UI. Now here you can make the network request that is written here, but you have to be very carefully, right? You have to enter those condition, the state update, the calls to the network, everything has to be in the condition, right? We will see how condition, otherwise it can go into the infinite loop and you may never recover from that situation. So that happens very frequently with us. That's why I mentioned with the red text that only in the condition we should carefully actually we should use this. Now let's begin the practical one. So again, if you are already following my playlist, then this code you should be having this code from the part from the previous part to this part. I have just made one change in the employee.js, which is our super class. I have added all those get derived state from, should component update, get snapshot, and component did mount. If you remember from my previous part, I already updated for component did mount, the constructor one, the get derived. So these were whenever whenever component is getting loaded. Now this time we will make the update, right? So these are the four methods I have added. And about code, don't worry, don't worry. Actually, all the code is always available with GitHub location with every video, right? You can find in the discussion tab. So let me run the application. Let me refresh. Actually, it is already in the running state. So let's clear. Now click on this show hide employee button. What it will do, it will render the components. Which component? The employee component. See what we have. So get derived state from props. This is what we have seen, that this is the first method will be called. Then we have this render method, the app one. Then same for the employees, and then employee rendering method. But the methods what I have written here, you can see that get snapshot, should component update, they are not yet called. So when they will be called? So they will be called whenever you are making an update in the component. Let's suppose you have some text box here and you are updating that text box. So let's suppose you have a button called delete me, and if you are clicking on delete me, whenever anything is getting updated inside that component, only those method will be called. So let me click on this delete me button and make an update to this component and see what happens. See, get derived state from props. You can see that this method is every time this method is getting called, and it is already mentioned that that's something which you rarely make use of. Then we have app render, then employees get derived state from props. Get derived state from props is called when we updated the component. Get derived state from also called when we first time loaded the component. This we actually mentioned in the slide as well. So this is the console log. Then next is should component update. So should component update, then we have rendering, and then we have get snapshot before update, then this is component did update at last. So this is the sequence. Now let's try to make use of these methods in a practical scenario. So let's suppose let me actually at first refresh this and clear this console, right? And let me go back to my code. So we have should component update method here, which expects which actually says that you have to return something from here, right? You cannot keep it like this, otherwise it will throw you an error. So you have to either return true or false. So I have written true because I wanted to I actually wanted to update the state. But if I set this to false, that means I do not want further operation to be taken care. So if I just press a control S, this is not the hardcode true and false. Of course, you will have some condition here that if the property is X and Y, maybe you want to stop the further rendering or further operations. So let me click on show hide employee. Now this time, let's suppose if I click on this delete me button, see what has happened. Get derived state from props has called, render has called, and then this is the employee one. It calls should component update. But after that, we do not have any rendering method, any component did mount method, because we have set it, we have asked it to return the false. So of course you will based on your condition, you will either return true or false. So that is where this should component update comes into the picture. Let me refresh this one more time, and let's try to figure out the other methods practical use case. Let it rebuild. What went wrong? Let me check. It is compiling. What went wrong? Generally, it does not take that much time. Something must have created issue for this. Maybe really quickly, and again we are clicking and updating. Maybe let me pause and let it fix. Otherwise, yeah, it has fixed. Okay, now let's again click on this show hide employee. Now this time I'm going to the source. So in the video, in the few videos ago, we have seen how we can debug our React application, right? In what we have learned that how we can insert the breakpoints wherever we want to insert. So this time we have also seen that where we are this React developer tool as well, component, the profiler. So in case if you want to have a look to those videos, maybe you can. Now I'm going to put a breakpoint at get snapshot and component did mount and of course to render method. Now let's suppose if I click on this delete me method. So we have a request at render. Let me pass. I just want to see when we have our request at get snapshot. Okay. So we have our request at get snapshot and see at UI we still have the output. That means nothing has deleted from the UI. So at this state, if you want to store any of the information, let's suppose from the previous props, I have this array employee 1 and 2, and I want to, keep those values for anything, any example. So I can keep this and I can pass this as an object, as an actually another property to the component did mount. So I have captured this employee array, right? And now I'm going to press F5, see what happened. This has been deleted from the UI. So that means you have lost the information, but we have not lost the information because we actually saved this information in the previous employee array, this method. And in the third parameter, we have seen that component did update have the third parameter, and the snapshot we have that information before deleting employee. See, even though we have just one employee here, but still we have the state. So that is where this component did update, oh sorry, get snapshot before update comes into the picture. Now save it. And this was the last part I wanted to showcase. This was I was talking about. You could call as that means component did update means everything whatever you wanted to achieve that has been done. Now you are good to make any other changes to state, any other changes to maybe the calling to the server one. But these all should be done, even this one, these all should be done inside a condition. Otherwise, you might face a infinitive loop. So yeah, that's all. So that's all for this these states, but that's not still all for component lifecycle. That's a big topic, right? So I have covered in two parts: component lifecycle while creation, component lifecycle while updating. And in the upcoming videos, I'll create more. Actually, we will more deep dive into the component lifecycles, and we'll see what we have new here, right? So thank you for watching this video, and thank you for being at Coding Locker, guys. See you in the next part, and yeah, have a nice day.